Like, doesn't this just feel satisfying to you? Hello there, and welcome to another video where we dedicate our time to one skincare brand and we go deep into the ingredients, deep into the product, and I tell you, what it's all about and if I like it. Let's talk about Bioma, okay? They've been kind of everywhere. They have like a very colorful, squarish packaging, which is very interesting and it does have a reason, but the whole brand is kind of focused on simplicity, sustainability, and also barrier repair. They do have very few products. I think I'm missing one. I believe they have a face mist that I haven't tried yet, but I do have the rest of the products here and I'm going to tell you all about them. They do sell refills for all of their products, which I think is a very nice and super convenient, because I feel like these very basic type of products are things you're going to repurchase pretty often. So having a refill system is actually really good. Now, the products themselves have a decoded ingredients list, so it is a little bit easier to know your product and know what each ingredient does and why it's there. So I really appreciate that they're trying to make this whole scientific thing of the ingredients lists a little bit more accessible to a regular person. And what I also appreciate is the price of their products, because they are actually very, very affordable. I think I first saw them on Cult Beauty and then at Sephora, and it was perfectly fine. It was very affordable and I just get to testing right away. It has been founded in 2020. It is a COVID brand. The square shapes are actually so the things ship easier, which I think is genius. So you can just stick all of these, next to each other and not fill like a whole box with garbage, and filler material. You can just stack these really conveniently, which I think is great. The packaging is all mono material plastic, so it's very easy to recycle because you have just one type of plastic on the thing. So yeah, I think that is very cool, very genius to be honest, and I just love all about that reasoning. What I also like is that they're really not kidding with the sustainability and they're really trying to do their best. And you can tell, some brands are kind of yeah, it's our goal to, make everything recyclable and then it's just parts of it. Or, make everything sustainable and then they don't really tell you any steps they make and stuff. But I feel like Bioma as a brand has a really nice background and the story and the motivation on their website. So if you want to know more, of course, check them out and see more for yourself. I'm mainly here to talk about the products. Their main star ingredient when it comes to the barrier repair, which is what this is all about, is their tri-ceramide complex, which is a complex of different ceramides that is supposed to help your barrier repair. There are ceramides, cholesterols, and fatty acids, which are all supposed to help your skin kind of reach its best balanced state. They're also vegan, cruelty-free, and PETA-friendly. Okay, so why the focus on the barrier? Now, the damage can be caused by many things. We have environment, we have UV rays, we have overexfoliation, too many active ingredients, imbalanced routine. All those things can lead to your barrier being damaged. Now, there are many ways how to treat that and many ways how this, shows on the skin. So it can be overly sensitive, very red, irritated, textured. There are all these signs of your barrier being damaged. Now, it can be treated in many ways. One of them, of course, being using correct products that are going to balance out the skin, help it repair itself and stuff like that. And that's usually when the ceramides come in. So today we're going to be talking about all these products that are all designed to help your skin barrier to just flourish. Now, I can really tell when my barrier is damaged because I do get texture and irritation and redness almost exclusively when I screw something up. And that usually results, in me doing bad treatments, bad order, bad combination of ingredients, just not being gentle enough with my skin, using too many actives and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of exfoliation, but I gotta say in the past, I didn't know when to stop. I was almost addicted a little bit, and that resulted in me knowing that there is such thing as damaged skin barrier. Yeah, but overall it's nice to prevent it, and using ceramides and skin barrier repairing ingredients without having damaged barrier isn't really going to be bad for you. So let's talk about the products. Enough about the motivation. Now, we have 5 products. Funny thing about these is that I actually repurchased some of these already, so that kind of tells you a little bit of a spoiler if I like them or not. But let's start off with a cleanser. They do have one cleanser. It is the Creamy Jelly Cleanser with tri-ceramide complex, of course, and then also licorice root and green tea. I do have a mini. I bought one of their mini sets with a cleanser, clearing serum, and a moisturizer. Now, this cleanser is supposed to be hydrating and brightening. Of course, it contains all of these, like, barrier boosting ingredients. It is also dermatologist tested and approved. It is soap free and non-comedogenic, which is something that always concerns me. It is also alcohol and fragrance free and vegan and cruelty free, as I already said. Now, it can remove impurities, dirt, and makeup supposedly as well. I wasn't really using it as my first cleansing step. And it is advertised as like a one-step cleansing routine. I don't think I tried removing makeup with it. It's just not the kind of texture I would want to try that with. But at the same time, I do believe that it's powerful enough to do that. I just don't personally have the desire to try it out. Now, it shouldn't strip your skin and it should balance its pH. So, keeping the barrier safe and sound. It is for all skin types. You can use it morning and night. And when it comes to the ingredients, as I already said, we have the tri-ceramide complex, licorice root, and green tea, which are mostly antioxidant soothing ingredients. And then we have allantoin, which is also supposed to soothe the skin. Now, this cleanser, it took me a minute to figure out if I like it or not. It smells a little bit like pool. So it's a real, this weird kind of chemical-ish smell, but it's not too bad. It kind of feels fresh for some reason in my head. But it is a nice thick gel cleanser that kind of mixes with the water into a thinner texture, a little bit more milky. It doesn't foam up too bad, so it's not one of those stripping cleansers or overly foamy cleansers, which I don't really enjoy. So texture wise, this one is amazing. The scent was throwing me off a little bit, even though it is fragrance free, so this is just how the stuff smells. But for some reason it really reminds me of a swimming pool, so I cannot get past that. But when I actually look at the effect of the cleanser, I think it is very good and very nice. Great everyday cleanser and a little bit more heavy duty than some of my other cleansers, because for some reason this really makes me feel so clean but not overly stripped. It's on the border. You kind of expect it to make you feel a little bit dry and tight, but it doesn't. It just feels super, super clean. And that is something that I really, really enjoy. So if I get past the smell, I think this is a great, great cleanser. And the fact that it's barrier boosting is kind of a nice addition, Of course, you're not gonna get your most protection from a cleanser, but if you are using stripping cleansers and you switch to something like this, you are of course going to see a great difference, especially if you use it twice a day. The next product I have, which was actually the first one I tried from their range, is the Bioma Hydrating Serum. Now, this one, as you guessed, is supposed to be their hydrating serum, and I was actually quite surprised by this one. So let's look at it. I would call it more a moisturizing serum than a hydrating serum. I was kind of surprised because it's not very lightweight. It does have a thickness and milkiness to it, which is not something that I would typically find in a hydrating everyday serum. So I was a little bit surprised. It is supposed to leave the skin plump and subtle, which I think is definitely what it does. It does make your skin feel very, very nice, but the thickness is a little bit too much for me sometimes, especially during the day. Its main thing is also minimizing water loss, hence the moisturizing serum. And again, it's supposed to, help the skin barrier. And when it comes to the ingredients, we also have the tri-ceramide complex, but we also have squalane and glycerin. So this is not your usual, super lightweight, little sticky hyaluronic acid serum, as we kind of, know it these days from every brand. This is something a little bit different, a little bit thicker, more heavy, more potent, more moisturizing, definitely, than some other serums. So it took me a minute to realize what to do with it, because a serum this thick doesn't really layer well during the day with my products. So I started to use it more during the nighttime as my hydrating serum. And that's where it really shines, because it mixes with the other products and some other occlusives, and it really just, works its best. I can wear it during the day, usually in the winter. In the summer, I would never. But I was a little bit, not disappointed, but I was a little bit confused when I first tried it out, because I thought it's going to be, another great hyaluronic acid serum, of course without reading the ingredients and not realizing that there's no hyaluronic acid in it anyway. So this is definitely something a little bit different. It is very good and I am very happy with it now that I actually kind of learned how to use it properly. This is actually my second bottle. I would say that if you are looking for like a lightweight, liquidy hyaluronic acid hydrating serum, this is totally not it. But if you're looking for something a little bit thicker, a little bit more moisturizing, that's really going to make the skin feel nourished, that's it. That's what you're looking at. Another serum I have is their Brightening serum, which looks like this. Beautiful, beautiful baby blue. And now this is probably my favorite product from them so far. I was blown away by the serum and I already bought a refill as well because this one is like pretty much empty. Now this is incredibly lightweight. So things with ceramides in them tend to be a little bit more heavy, a little bit greasy, a little bit more moisturizing, and not something you would typically wear on your daily basis. Or during the day under makeup, because it would maybe be a little bit too much or a bit too slippy. Now this product is like none of that. It just amazes me how people come up with these formulations where you cannot even tell that there are ceramides in the formula, because this is exactly what the previous serum wasn't. This is like a hydrating, super lightweight serum with niacinamide, and I'm in love. This is supposed to improve the tone of your face, the texture, the glow, the pores, you know, all the good stuff with niacinamide. And for me, this is a one and done serum. It is perfect. It does help you with all this tone evening, sebum production, but also hydrates the face. So this is really like the only morning serum that I need at the moment. And I am very, very happy with it. The fact that it does all these things, plus it helps my barrier, is just like my mind is blown. When it comes to the ingredients, of course, as I said, it also has the tri-ceramide complex, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, but you also have glycerin, vitamin E, and squalane. So there are some ingredients that are similar to the hydrating serum, but this one is so different in texture. And if you are looking for one thing to get from this range, I would say get the Brightening serum, because this stuff is just magical. I love it so much. Now, the third, and I believe the last serum they have, I actually had in a mini, but I purchased a full size as well because I love it as well. So this is their Clarifying Serum, which is also very lightweight. This one is even more runny than the Brightening one. This is literally like almost water. So my fascination with the formulations persists. This one is supposed to balance out acne-prone skin, and it is of course targeted towards people with acne and with a lot of the damage on their barrier possibly as well. It is supposed to clear out the skin, but also calm and soothe it, which are two very important steps that should always come together when you're trying to treat your face. And another good thing about it is that it's also exfoliating. So this is like a whole new thing for me. I had no idea that you can actually make like a skin clearing exfoliant with calming and barrier repairing ingredients. Like this is just what amazing. Now, when it comes to the ingredients, of course, again, tri-ceramide complex, you know it. And then we have PHA and zinc. So PHA is that form of the very gentle exfoliant. Zinc, of course, is antibacterial and it's helping against the acne. We also have glycerin and niacinamide, which, you know, also comes in handy. And then there's also vitamin E. So this is also like a very good, almost one and done serum. It's not really that hydrating. This is the kind of thing I use when I have breakouts, weird texture, just some kind of unexpected reactions on my face that are not supposed to be there, because it usually means that my skin needs a little help. And this is exactly that help. It's that exfoliation, it's that clearing, it's the antibacterial zinc, it's everything. Plus, it's the calming and soothing ingredients. I don't have heavy acne to really tell you how it works on that, but for my face, it works pretty well. And we're going to the last one. This is also a mini, and it is their moisturizing gel cream. This is a pretty thick moisturizer. This is actually one of the first thing, I think this might be the only thing that I actually can feel the ceramides in. Because in a moisturizer, the ceramides kind of have like this heavier feeling, and this is exactly what the moisturizer feels like, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So it is supposed to be like a lightweight and oil-free moisturizer, which I really appreciate, because again, this is gonna be kind of suited for everybody, which I like. For me personally, it is a little bit too heavy, maybe not for the night nighttime, but surely for the daytime. It is this like gel cream texture, and it is supposed to soften and hydrate your face, which I would definitely agree it does. Your face feels very nice, very soft, very hydrated when you use it, so that's good. And again, it's supposed to help you retain the moisture, aka, moisturize your face, and also calm your skin down, which it is supposed to be suitable for all skin types for day and night. I personally am not sure if oily skin is going to appreciate this kind of moisturizer because it does feel a little bit heavy. To each their own. I don't really think I can speak for that. Just for me personally, it is a little bit too heavy for the daytime. Now, when it comes to the ingredients, again, we have the tri-ceramide complex as usual. Then we also have niacinamide, glycerin, and green tea. So it actually kind of reminds me of the Verse green tea moisturizer, but a little bit heavier and like a little bit more slippery, like almost greasy, but there's no oil in it. So you kind of know this like greasy-ish, heavier feeling that is not actually greasy. Yeah, I realize how that sounds, okay? But it's just, describing moisturizers is just not my strongest skill. However, I'm not exactly like 100% sure I'm going to repurchase this one in full size, but I feel like if I really wanted ceramides in my night cream, this would be like a very good candidate for that, because I don't really think I have like a favorite ceramide packed moisturizer, and I feel like, especially in form of a night cream, ceramides and barrier repair is something that I truly appreciate. So it could get on the list eventually if I run out of all my other moisturizers. However, I don't think I'm going to be repurchasing this one like anytime soon. But I think there's a use case for people with maybe dry skin or a little bit mature skin. I don't really like that term, but if your skin needs that extra care, this could also be good for you, even during the day. So maybe just, go to your closest Sephora and check it out, because I think this is going to be like a very personal preference if you like this type of moisturizer or not. Overall, though, I feel like this brand just grew on me so much. I think I've been using these products for at least like quarter of a year. Some of these I've had for more than a year. And I gotta say, like, the more I use them, the more I really like them. The thought behind the brand, like everything about the sustainability and everything about just the motivation and the idea behind it just really speaks to me. And the fact that barrier repair kind of became like an important thing for my routine through the years just kind of, added to this interest. And I really feel like I'm very happy with this brand so far. Not with everything, but I would say that the serums are the superstar here. If you want something from this brand, I would definitely go for the serums and then the cleanser, and save the moisturizer for the last. I don't think you need that. I think it's great that we have this just great affordable brand that does it right and has like a very minimal list of products, very clear instructions on the products, and everything is just so simple. I think Bioma is going to become one of the brands that I recommend to my friends who want to build a skincare routine from one brand, because truly I think that this is so simple and the products are so good that you cannot really go wrong. So yeah, I really cannot wait to see what they come up with next. So that is it. That was Bioma review. I hope I helped you if you wanted to check out some of these products. And I think that is it. So thank you very much for watching. Consider subscribing. And if you want to see more videos where I talk about skincare, you can check out the playlist. See ya!